Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning and welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. Today is Wednesday, June the 8th. I'm expecting a much better day than we've had. It's hot though. It's going to be humid today. Let's take a look at the weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center. High today of 95 with a low of 72. We're only looking at about a 10% chance of rain. 5 to 10 out of the northwest a little bit. And I was watching the national weather this morning, and there's a little bit of a cool front way up north, and I don't think that's going to do us any good, but some of those temperatures were surprising. And our tides today brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. If you like a falling tide, this is a great day to be out after lunch. It's 12:20 p.m. high tide with a low at 11:20. Peak times brought to us by Barron's, 3:41 a.m. to 5:44 a.m. We just missed that one, but this afternoon from 4:11 p.m. to 6:11 p.m. Looking at our river readings, Apalachicola is at 5 feet, and that's going to be, as we know, eventually that's going to be coming back up some. And Choctawhatchee at Caryville has gone up to 9 feet, and it being a lot more affected by local waters, it'll be on the rise. We know that for sure. So Winston, I believe, is offshore this morning, but he'll be back tomorrow. And I've been talking to a lot of guys, and Jeff has, and it's the snapper that are being caught are just incredible. My buddy Jim Lewis came back the other day with a group he took on his boat. They had, I think it was 10 over 10 pounds, and just wearing them out. And that's the same thing I'm hearing from everybody. So if you get a chance, great time to be offshore. Well, we're going to take this short break and be right back with a very special guest. Good morning and welcome back. I am joined this morning by Dalton Allen, who is the wildlife biologist for the E.O. Wilson Biophilia Center. That, Winston, we've talked about it on the show before and the wonderful work they do out there. Somebody that I have known his whole life. He's my son, and I'm happy to say a oftentimes fishing and hunting partner. We just wanted to be able to show you what goes on, tell you a little bit about what goes on, how you can look at what they do out there, and also that there's some opportunities during the summertime for you to visit and talk about some of the things that are going on. So, son, good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Now, the E.O. Wilson Center is located where?
It's located in Freeport, Florida, about 4.5 miles before you get to Highway 331 on Highway 20.
Left on Ebro, right?
Left on Ebro, and it's about 12 miles from Ebro.
Okay. Now, how many acres total do you have out there?
We are part of a plantation called Negosi Plantation. It is a 53,000 acre conservation plantation up there.
It's absolutely amazing to come up there, and the cool thing about it, I mean, when you graduated from college after 10 or 12 years, and then you went up there and volunteered for a while, right? You knew about it and volunteered, and then they hired you on, and now you're the wildlife biologist. But this whole thing, 53,000 acres plus this building and the things that you guys have established, was all privately funded, right?
It was privately funded. Our main benefactor is a man named M.C. Davis. He caught the bug about wildlife probably about 10 years ago. He was driving by, down South Florida, he was driving by a conservation thing where they're talking about black bears, and he was in the traffic jam, so he decided to stop and watch it, and then from there he just took flight on conservation.
Yeah, and he was a multifaceted businessman, right? I mean,
he was
in a lot of different
He was in a lot of different businesses, and A ton of them, actually.
And so he, he just started. He found this and started buying up this acreage to put it under conservation.
He did. He's from around this area, around Walton County, and close to Milton, I believe. And he found a good chunk of land that he can get, and then he started building this plantation.
And I know that you spent. How did he come up with the idea of doing this E.O. Wilson Center? Is it just it was just something a vision that he had for children basically to be educated?
Yes, children be educated, and he realized that the restoration project on the Go-See Plantation he was going to do was about a 200-year project.
200 years.
200 years, and he knew that if he didn't teach the next generation or the children now about the project, it would not go any farther than his generation or even my generation for that matter. So he knew he had to get the children involved, and he knew he had to get the parents involved, and you can't get the parents involved unless the children get involved, basically.
True.
So he built the center to teach the 4th and 7th grade students from around surrounding counties, 5 different surrounding counties, and we do a whole curriculum with them every day.
And this isn't a field trip. This is you write the curriculum. It's part of their
they
study.
get a pre-work, then they come out and do the field work, and then they get post-work. And it's we like to call it an extension of the classroom.
Okay. And it's 4th and 7th graders, and you have some from Bay County, but you have them from counties all around.
We have a lot of 4th grade from Bay counties and some 7th grade from Bay counties. But like I said, the 5 different surrounding counties come out and see us. We average right about 120 students a day during the school year, which is somewhere around 6,000 a year. And over our 7 years, we've seen over 35,000 students.
My goodness. But I'd never been out there, and but when I went up to visit Dalton, Donna knew all about it through the school system, but when I went up there, I was absolutely amazed at what had been built there and the level of technology that was involved with the kids coming out and learning. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of outside activities that you do with them, but there's a lot of learning. And you have a theater in there that's, what, 200 seats?
200 seats.
It's just truly an amazing place. And we're going to tell you how to get the opportunity to take a look at it. And when we come back, we're going to have, hopefully, the website up to show you how you can look at it and then talk about some of the opportunities that are coming up this summer. So we're going to, I'm sorry, we're going to take this quick break and be right back. All right, and welcome back. Now that I'm done choking, and I apologize for that, we got Dalton has been able to hook up here to Winston's high-tech setup, and so we can show you what the center looks like and some of the pictures out there, and the opportunities that you'll have to go out and because during the school year it's closed to the public, right?
It is.
You've got too many kids out there every day.
It is closed to the public. We, like I said, 5 days a week.
Yeah.
So we're pretty busy with school kids during that.
But there is an opportunity during the summertime, a couple of days a week to come out?
There is. We've actually changed it a little bit this year than we've had in the past, but we're going to be open Thursdays and Fridays from 9 a.m. to 2 a.m. to the public. It's $8 an adult, $5 a child, so it's not that expensive.
Right.
And we have all kind of things going on. We have an eagle talk, we got a bobcat encounter, and we have a birds of prey show that we're going to do. And then Turtle Bob with his animals. He has a lot of animals that you can always see.
Those shows, you work with the birds a lot, the birds of prey and birds.
I'm a co-director of the Birds of Prey program along with another girl, Tess Miller.
And tell them what you have out there.
As far as birds?
Yeah.
We have 2 bald eagles, 3 owls, 2 different kind of hawks, and a turkey vulture.
And
rounds out our bald eagles.
They are you've got them to the point now you guys do where they're flying around the auditorium. Some of them are flying around the auditorium.
We have both of our hawks do free flights around the theater.
Yeah, and these are all rescue animals, right? I mean,
they're all rescue animals to where they have been injured where they cannot be released back into the wild.
right. The eagles can't fly.
The one eagle has an amputated left wing
Yeah.
from an injury she sustained actually back in 1991. We obviously don't know who it happened, but somebody shot her out of the sky, and it was a shotgun wound. So basically, left shoulder all the way down was very damaged, and they had to end up amputating that wing. And the other one has a little bit different of an injury. She has an injury to the internal bone called a coracoid. It's kind of like our collarbone. They have two different sets of collarbones almost, and it just didn't heal properly, and so no sustained flight or no anything like that.
Yeah, they're amazing to see, and now you have a bobcat exhibit out there that you guys built.
We just acquired 2 bobcats a couple of months ago, maybe about 5 months ago, and we have a great trainer working with them, Jill, and we're going to get them in some of our shows and things like that. But right now you can go on our back porch and see where they live and talk to Jill about them, and Jill did all the research on bobcats.
And of course, and then inside there are a lot of interactive things in the main building.
Yeah, our exhibit hall is fantastic.
Let's take a look at the
see if I can pull it up.
The building, which is amazing. It's I was really taken back when I saw it the first time, but yeah, that's a. How many do you know? I'll put you on the spot. How many square feet is that whole thing there? I mean,
I don't know right off the top.
It's several thousand square feet.
Several
It's
thousand
huge.
square feet. I don't remember exactly how big it is. But this is our main entrance right here, the exhibit hall with the glass. And our exhibit hall is an all interactive exhibit hall. We encourage the students to touch any button they see or do anything, because most of them make noises or play a video or do something exciting that they can see. We have live animals in the exhibit hall behind glass. We have bees, we have a beehive, we have snakes, we have some turtles, some fish, some frogs. So we have a very interactive exhibit hall for them to do. And then we also have a couple other rooms across you can't see here that has it's called a NOAA SOS. It's a Science on a Sphere, and we call it the WOW, World of Wonder. And it's another interactive type thing. And it's hard to explain.
That's absolutely amazing. I mean, for me,
the technology is fantastic.
This is I can't describe it. It's just this huge ball. It's like 10 feet square. I don't know how big it is.
It's 6 feet. It's a 6-foot ball, and basically what it is, when you walk into this room, we can project the world on it. So it's a black room where you walking in, it look like you're in space and you're looking at the world from outer space, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's almost like a Google Earth shot. You see clouds moving through. You can see through. It's just an amazing piece of technology, and I could sit there and watch that all day. But show us around a little bit with some of the things you have there online.
Okay, well, this is our website.
Which is, tell them it's eowilson.org, right?
eowilsoncenter.org.
Okay,
is our website. You can just Google E.O. Wilson Biophilia Center, and it'll pop up pretty quick. We do have summer activities going on. So we have summer camps, actually, and those are for, and I'll find out more. See if I can pull that up. All right, you can see here. They're Wednesdays 9 to 2, and ages 5 to 12, and it's $45 per camper. But we teamed up with Abracadoodle, which is a local art thing for children. So they do a bunch of nature art, and then we actually get them after they eat lunch, because they got to bring their own lunch out. So we get them after they bring their own lunch about 12 o'clock. So we get them for 2 hours. So we do something different every week. This week is all about owls. So we're gonna do they get to dissect owl pellets and things like that. So they're gonna have a lot of fun out there this week, and it's all the way through July. Also with the summer public hours, it's just June and July. August we got to gear up for the school year. So.
Right, start back. So
I'll show you a couple pictures up here. We'll do it that way. So you can see that we like to have them out and about and on the trails. Here's one of our trails we go through with the kids, with the students. And then there's the inside of our exhibit hall. There's one shot of the inside of our exhibit hall, so you can see how well everything was put together.
Yeah.
They did a fantastic
These are
job.
full-size pine trees that are inside this and other trees.
They are.
Now, you've established how many trails out there?
We have on our little part, the E.O. Wilson's part, I think we have 7 trails.
Okay.
Now, if you want to hike some of Negosi Plantation, you can actually do the Florida Trail system, and it goes right through the top of Negosi Plantation. So if you want to get out on the plantation, it's the only time you can get out there. They're very strict about that.
Right.
But you can hike the Florida Trail corridor. It goes through Negosi Plantation.
Really? I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a short break here and come back, continue talking about this and some of the summer activities and some of the things that they're trying to accomplish out there. And so give us a few minutes. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. We're kind of continuing with our tour here of the E.O. Wilson Center, and you mentioned those trails. I mean, when the kids are there, the 4th and 7th graders during the year, this isn't really a classroom situation. There's the interactive things they do, but the 7 trails that you have, and primarily you take the kids out through on these hiking trails, right?
Yeah, we take them out on the hiking trails. Every trail pretty much has a different activity that we do with them. There's a couple of different trails donated for like burns. So we teach them about prescribed burns and how it's good for the ecosystem around here, and how it's important that we have to have those controlled prescribed fires. We make sure it's controlled prescribed
You
fires.
do a lot of identification of wildlife and
We do a lot
plants
of plant identification and wildlife identification. Is when we see it out there, everything out there is all wild, so we don't really have anything fenced in that we keep there for the people to see. So we've seen anywhere from armadillos to coyotes and to deer on our trail, so we never know what we're going to see.
Right.
So that's one of the fun things.
Yeah. And there's a lot of education surrounding that I've learned the longleaf pines.
Yeah, the longleaf pine ecosystem,
which we kind of take for granted a little bit, but they actually serve a tremendous purpose in the outdoors, right?
They do. In fact, that ecosystem and the longleaf pine ecosystem used to pretty much dominate about 60 million acres in the southeast United States. And through logging and shipbuilding and things like that, we actually have less than 2% of that left.
Wow.
So it is also the 5th most diverse ecosystem in the world. So as far as plants and animals, that's
the things that survive and thrive around them.
Around the longleaf pines, correct. And the slash pines that they've been replanted with today, the ones you mainly see out there, that ecosystem can't support the same amount of wildlife
and that kind of thing. And you know, Winston and I, we've talked about this a lot. I know he's been out there a couple times to see things, but you know, educating the kids that are coming up about how important it is to conserve and preserve a lot of the wildlife and the property that's around here, and how important it is to our economy and to our future in general. Now the center is it's a 501c3, right? It's a nonprofit organization, and there are some opportunities to support that.
There is. We take donations of all sizes, and then we also have memberships. We call them bio memberships. And you can go anywhere from $30 a year, which is individual, to $1,000 a year, which is Black Bear Supporter, I think is what we call it. And we also have family memberships. Now, one of the cool things about the memberships is that you do get half off all of our summertime activities. So if you come out during the summer on those Thursdays and Fridays, then you'll get half off the admission price. And then we also do member-only events out of the center.
Really?
We have one coming up in October, I believe it is, and it's, I don't know if I'm allowed to say what it is. So we have one coming up in October, and we do 2 or 3 a year, just members only. The only people that can come out there and enjoy whatever event it is you have to become a member.
And you know, with the kids out of school this summer, even if you just take the opportunity to go up on, what days are it? Tuesdays and Thursdays?
No, Thursdays and Fridays.
Thursdays and Fridays, I'm sorry. If you get that opportunity to go up there for yourself and to take your kids, it's another activity that you can do to keep them busy with, but an opportunity to learn and to see some really cool, some really neat things. There's some merchandise there that, you know, that's always available that helps support it as well. And you have T-shirts and things. You also have a Life in Pine that you guys have started that promotes and supports this.
Yeah, that's a totally separate thing.
Right.
But what we're gonna do, it's a new business coming up called Life in Pine, and it's mainly just for people who love the outdoors. Mm-hmm. You know, I love being in the woods, basically in the outdoors. So you got Salt Life for people who like being in salt water.
Sure.
You got North Face, who always shows like snow-capped mountains and things like that. And there's no real company that just focuses on, you know, being in the woods and being in the outdoors, and that's what we're trying to do with that one.
It's a continuation of the environmental education.
Yeah.
You've got some shirts, you've got some things available, and it supports.
Yeah, a percentage of the proceeds from Life in Pine will actually go to environmental education facilities like the U. Wilson Bioaffiliate Center. So,
but I really encourage you, if you get the opportunity to get out there, take your kids on one of the Thursdays or Fridays, or maybe sign up for one of the camps, and just go and experience it for yourself.
Yeah.
To see it, because I was really taken back by how modern, but yet still, you know, how environmentally friendly. A lot of things are solar powered out there that you have.
Yeah,
right?
we have one whole facility that's solar powered. And we have we have a silver LEED certification on the buildings, which is another really cool thing.
Well, be sure to visit them online. Take a look at what's out there. You know, get in touch with them, get your kids out there. It's a great thing to do, and it's also a great thing to support. So I appreciate you watching. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you later.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.